All right, guys, Masha and I are here. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. If you are new, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button below. And today we are jumping into, I am answering a comment from someone on a YouTube video about the question they asked is, did you call your SP out while he was conforming or just stayed in the knowing? Would love to hear more about this part of the process. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So before we dive in deep, if you are interested, and yeah, you're going to hear me launching a lot of things because I have a lot of amazing things that I feel like the world needs to know about. So in addition to my free content, I have paid content. You either pay it or you don't. It's up to you. I don't care. Don't get mad if some of you get upset when I'm like sharing shit that I have. Yeah, this is my job. This is my business. I professionally help people and I get paid to do it. Lucky me. How fucking lucky am I that I get to do what I love? So I am launching my Goddess in Love 6-week coaching program. This is the last time I'm going live with this one too. This is amazing. We've had so many people transform, really manifest in their specific person differently, glow the fuck up themselves with their self-concept, just a lot of powerful, amazing things. I have bonuses that I'm giving away with this one too that I've never given away before. So if this is something you're interested in, I have payment plans available as well. You can definitely click the link below. It is a 6-week program. Every week we will meet together live. So having said that, all the details are below. I hope to see you in there. Again, I'm getting rid of a lot of things that I used to do live in person on YouTube live because I'm changing the game. I'm finding other ways that I want to help people and support people. And I want to start doing in-person live events where people come to Florida and see me. And I'm really excited for that. So I'm making room in order for me to be able to do that this year. Okay, so let's talk about this comment because this one is a good one. So did you call your SPL while he was conforming or just stayed in the knowing? Would love to hear more about this part of the process. So I'm going to share with you what I have gone through and where I'm at now when it comes to calling people out, specific person or anyone else out in my reality. I don't do it anymore. I used to. So as you're going through this process and you're building your self-concept, a lot of you are not going to, those of you that have had a really poor self-concept for quite a while and you haven't dominantly shifted into the new self-concept yet, you're still going to want, you'll have those urges and those desires to want to tell them off. And listen, at the end of the day, you're the creator of your reality. If you react to the 3D behaviorally and you tell somebody off or hold them accountable or whatever, like there's nothing wrong with that. You still can manifest what you want. But what I have learned through this journey is I don't feel the desire to do that as much anymore because of who I am and because I know my power. And so if something is showing up that isn't what I desire or something occurs, I don't need to fight with people. In fact, I really don't fight with people. Now I am human, so I might have moments, I'm not perfect, right? But it's really few and far between now. And what I do instead is I go in my mind and I create the conversation that I would prefer to hear. I create the circumstances within my mind and I persist in that, knowing at some point that is what will manifest. But in the past, I would call somebody out. I would call my SP out. I would hold them accountable for things. I still could have conversations in my 3D about stuff like that. But again, I just go in and hear him say to me what I want him to say to me and trust to know that eventually that's what will be said to me. And that's how it manifests. So I think, don't beat yourself up if you do react to the 3D. Don't beat yourself up if you are trying to hold someone accountable for not conforming. My whole thing is this, and I've said this in 100 million of my videos all over social media. You never ever tolerate disrespect from anyone. You never ever tolerate abuse whatsoever. Any level, any kind, emotional, physical, mental, whatever, sexual, none of it. You get yourself safe and you don't deal with that. Now, having said that, if we're not talking about that and we're just talking about they're only hitting you up hot and cold, or they're hitting you up not giving what you want, or they may say things to you that aren't favorable, I don't know, whatever you just consider like they're not conformed, but it isn't a level of disrespect, well, then you go with it and you focus on you. See, a lot of people, when you're reacting to the version in front of you, it's because you haven't changed enough in that moment that's reacting. That old version of you reacting is the one that says, you're not giving me what I want. I'm feeling rejected. I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling something. And I need you to be different in order to make me feel better. So I'm going to tell you verbally and show you differently. Now, to stay in the knowing is to work on your self-concept. It's to live in the end. It's to keep persisting in the wish fulfilled. It's to keep building your believability in why the fuck you're doing this and who you are doing this, right? That is how you get to the state of knowing. And when you know something, usually if you're at that state, you don't get a lot of not conforming, or you don't get a lot of things in your 3D reality in that area of your life that are not what you desire. If you still are and you're in that state of knowing, it's just because the 3D hasn't caught up yet, and you won't most likely react to the 3D because you know it's dead. You know it's old news. You know that it's Echoville. You know that it's on its way out. So this is what this whole game is about. It's really understanding, who am I being in this moment? If I'm doing the same old me and reacting to the same old things, then that means that I still have to work on my self-concept. I haven't transformed my self-identity around how I see myself in relation to my SP. I always say, don't be a doormat. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to accept a version of them that is not what you desire. You really don't. And you don't have to entertain it. I've done that a million times. I have walked away from SP, this one currently, and many others in the past, a million trillion times, knowing they'll be the fuck back giving me what I want, because I don't need to deal with it. If it's not the reality I desire, why am I going to give all my attention to it? The same way, if I get a rare comment or a rare, person that has got a nasty fucking attitude trying to say something negative about me, I just simply delete and sometimes block and move the fuck on with my life. Like, I'm not paying attention to shit that doesn't serve me. Like, literally, that's what I'm doing in my reality with everyone. So, but how you get there is not, you won't be triggered if your self-concept's on point, if you're living in the end, if you're in the wish fulfilled, if you're doing the internal work to transform yourself into the mindset of the version of you that knows what they want is theirs. You're not waiting for this person in front of you to conform. You know it's inevitable. So you just move on with your life, and you don't got to entertain the version. You don't have to deal with people that aren't conformed yet. It's such a personal choice. Some people can deal with them regularly, not conforming, and keep working on themselves and transition. I was forced in that because of geographically where I was located next to my SP, and I had to do a lot of that. There was a lot of times I wanted to react. Sometimes I did early on years ago, and there was a lot of times I didn't. And I rarely get triggered now. Like, it's super rare, and if it is, it's really like fast and quick, and I recognize it because I don't like the way it makes me feel, because it's an old belief system, and I'm not that version of me anymore. And when I do, I feel it because it's the old story, and my body can pick it up quickly. I don't like the state that I'm in when I am that version, so I don't allow myself to stay there. I notice it quickly and I move myself out super fucking fast. So this is the work to do. It's always the inner work. You're changing yourself. You're changing your story of you in relation to a specific person. You're changing your idea of the specific person, and you're changing the idea of what you get to have with a specific person. And you're doing all of that simultaneously. My suggestion is heavily focusing on self-concept so that the other parts of this get easier for you to do, and you can actually sustain the dominant state of knowing your worth and value, which then it makes sense that this is inevitable, this person will change, and you really won't feel the need to react. It really is, I'm telling you guys right now, your actions are determined by the state of being you're in. So if you're in a belief and a mindset that I'm not wanted, I'm not chosen, they're doing nothing, it's same old bullshit, and you're feeling that, and you're that old version, hell yeah, you're gonna fucking react. I used to react because you're gonna try to force your way in the 3D. You're gonna try to make somebody in the 3D do something different so you feel better, or tell somebody off to make you feel better in that moment, but you're still the same state of you, which is gonna keep creating more and more of that, rather than going within and saying, Why is this triggering me? What's going on with me? Why am I assuming and interpreting, no matter what they said or did, that I'm not good enough, I'm not wanted, something's wrong with me, and why am I holding a story of not seeing them lovingly? Because you can't see, it's real, I don't want to say you can't, but it's harder to see your specific person's lovingly if you don't see yourself lovingly in relation to them, because you're changing you. There is no one to change but self. You have to change the story of how you see them, and you have to change the story of how you see you in relation to them. And that one is the most important, because that's the one, when you get it about how you see yourself in relation to them, then it's really easy to see them lovingly. It's really easy to hold a favorable story no matter what version's showing up. You just really don't deal with that version. It's so irrelevant. So I hope that helped you. You know, I'm never one to be a doormat ever. In the past, I would react, you know, if I was getting the version of my SP that was being a total dick constantly, I just cut him out of my fucking life. I didn't react. I just didn't deal with him. I didn't chase him. I didn't pursue him. I wasn't texting him. I wasn't dealing with that old version. I just kept going within, knowing he'll catch up. I mean, that's what you do. So I hope this helped you, and I'll see you soon. Masha says bye.